Joyce Meyer was born Pauline Joyce Hutchison on June 4th, 1943, in St. Louis, Missouri, into a family that experienced both ordinary challenges and extraordinary trials. From her earliest days, she was exposed to a complex tapestry of human experience, joys interwoven with hardships, moments of light shadowed by darkness. Her childhood was marked by a keen sense of curiosity about the world, a persistent drive to understand the deeper meanings of life, and an early awareness that life's path is often unpredictable and demanding. These formative experiences shaped her early understanding of perseverance, spiritual resilience, and the critical importance of hope. Early life and formative experiences, the seeds of a transformative ministry. Even as a child, Joyce displayed an inquisitive mind and a reflective spirit, often contemplating questions that went beyond the surface of daily life. She noticed patterns in human behavior, wrestled with concepts of fairness, and sought guidance in understanding her place in the world. These moments of introspection were sometimes accompanied by profound personal challenges. Joyce faced emotional struggles and episodes of doubt that could have dimmed her spirit, yet within her was a quiet determination, a sense that adversity could be transformed into wisdom and that pain could be reframed as an opportunity for growth. She often described these early experiences as pivotal, planting seeds that would later blossom into a ministry devoted to healing, encouragement, and practical spiritual guidance. Her upbringing fostered a deep empathy for others, particularly those navigating hardship. Joyce's early life was not insulated from the realities of human struggle. She witnessed and experienced the complexity of emotions, family dynamics, and societal pressures. These encounters nurtured an understanding that faith alone is insufficient without the practical application of resilience, self-awareness, and personal responsibility. By the time Joyce reached adolescence, she had begun to cultivate a strong sense of purpose, immersing herself in Scripture, reflecting on spiritual truths, and envisioning a life where she could serve, uplift, and guide others. This combination of personal trial, intellectual curiosity, and emerging spiritual insight became the foundation of a ministry characterized by authenticity, compassion, and relatability, a ministry that would ultimately touch millions across the globe. The rise of a ministry. Joyce Meyer's journey into full-time ministry began with small, deliberate steps, guided by a desire to make a tangible difference in the lives of others. Initially, her outreach consisted of private Bible studies, informal speaking engagements, and mentoring those in her immediate community. These early experiences allowed her to refine her communication style, experiment with teaching methods, and observe the impact of her guidance on real-life challenges faced by her audience. Unlike some preachers who relied solely on scriptural exposition, Joyce brought a practical sensibility to her work. She emphasized the application of spiritual principles in everyday life, offering concrete guidance on managing relationships, emotional health, personal development, and ethical decision-making. As Joyce's message of hope, resilience, and practical faith resonated with those she reached, her ministry naturally expanded. Radio programs offered a broader platform for sharing her teachings, allowing listeners to access her guidance from their homes, workplaces, and daily routines. Television broadcasts followed, extending her reach to millions more. Conferences became immersive experiences where attendees could engage directly with her insights, participate in workshops, and connect with a community united by shared spiritual and personal growth objectives. Simultaneously, her writing flourished. Joyce's books, blending autobiography, personal reflection, and scriptural teaching, became powerful tools for both inspiration and practical instruction, consistently topping bestseller lists. Through these multiple platforms, Joyce built a ministry that transcended geographic, cultural, and denominational boundaries, offering guidance to individuals from every walk of life. Despite the exponential growth of her platform, Joyce remained deeply committed to the core of her mission, helping people recognize their inherent worth, heal emotional wounds, and cultivate a faith that could withstand life's inevitable trials. She approached expansion not as a pursuit of numbers or fame, but as an opportunity to translate her personal experiences and lessons learned into practical support for others. By emphasizing real world application, she cultivated an audience that valued both her wisdom and her ability to empathize with human struggle, teaching through empathy and authenticity. A defining hallmark of Joyce Meyer's ministry is empathy, rooted in her own experiences with hardship, emotional struggle, and spiritual questioning. Unlike teachers who preach from theoretical distance, Joyce's teachings were deeply intertwined with her lived experiences, lending her voice a rare combination of authority, vulnerability, and relatability. Listeners recognized that she had confronted her own fears, doubts, and personal limitations, which imbued her lessons with authenticity and credibility. In her seminars, television programs, and books, Joyce often drew upon personal stories, moments of failure, redemption, and growth that illustrated key spiritual and practical lessons. Topics such as forgiveness, resilience, emotional health, spiritual discipline, and ethical living were presented in a manner that was both accessible and profound. Her approach emphasized practicality without sacrificing depth, demonstrating that spirituality is not a theoretical ideal, but a lived practice that requires consistent effort, reflection, and courage. Joyce's style of communication fostered connection. Her warmth, humor, and straightforward honesty invited audiences into a relationship rather than a passive learning experience. She cultivated a sense of safety and understanding, creating spaces where people could feel acknowledged and supported in their struggles. By modeling transparency and authenticity, Joyce empowered others to confront their own challenges, embrace vulnerability, and pursue personal growth with confidence, expanding influence and legacy. As Joyce Meyer's ministry grew, so did her influence, extending far beyond traditional religious circles. Her message resonated across cultural, social, and economic boundaries, attracting a diverse audience that included men and women, young and old, urban and rural communities. She became a symbol of perseverance, illustrating that faith could coexist with ambition, imperfection, and the realities of human struggle. Her books consistently achieved bestseller status. Television programs reached millions weekly, and conferences drew attendees from around the globe. Yet Joyce balanced widespread influence with personal engagement, frequently highlighting stories of individuals whose lives had been profoundly impacted by her guidance. This dual focus, broad reach coupled with intimate attention, ensured that her legacy would be defined not solely by metrics or visibility, but by tangible transformation in the lives of those she touched. Philanthropy further amplified her impact. Joyce supported initiatives addressing education, poverty, and social empowerment, demonstrating that faith expressed in action could create meaningful societal change. Her leadership exemplified service, humility, and integrity, leaving a blueprint for future spiritual leaders on how to blend influence with purposeful action. Challenges, growth, and resilience. Every life of influence encounters trials, and Joyce Meyer's journey was no exception. She faced criticism, skepticism, and misunderstanding at various points in her career, including scrutiny from both religious and secular commentators. Rather than diminishing her resolve, these challenges became opportunities for reflection, personal growth, and refinement of her message. Joyce often emphasized that setbacks were not failures, but invitations to deepen resilience, discernment, and understanding. Her response to adversity reinforced a central theme of her ministry. True spiritual growth often emerges not from comfort or acclaim, but through the intentional navigation of life's trials. By modeling grace, transparency, and faith, Joyce inspired followers to confront their own challenges with courage, persistence, and hope. She demonstrated that imperfection is not a liability, but a bridge to connection, empathy, and authentic engagement, personal life, and the human touch. At the heart of Joyce Meyer's life has always been family. Relationships characterized by love, encouragement, and mutual faith provided her with stability amidst the demands of ministry. Her experiences as a spouse, parent, and friend have deeply informed her teachings, offering insight into interpersonal dynamics, emotional intelligence, and holistic well-being. Joyce consistently emphasized the importance of personal care, spiritual reflection, and nurturing human connections as integral to sustaining a life of service. This perspective underscores the interplay between personal authenticity and public influence. By attending to her own growth and relationships, she enhanced the impact and relatability of her ministry, continuing ministry and global reach. Even as her ministry expanded internationally, Joyce remained committed to accessibility and direct engagement. She embraced digital platforms, creating online resources, virtual seminars, and interactive programs that ensured her teachings reached younger generations and remote communities. Conferences and workshops offered immersive experiences where attendees could connect directly with her guidance, while online initiatives enabled continuous engagement with a global audience. This blend of traditional ministry and innovative outreach reflects Joyce's adaptability and understanding of the evolving landscape of communication. Her commitment to inclusivity and accessibility reinforced her belief that spiritual growth should be attainable for all, regardless of circumstance, location, or background. Mentorship and leadership development. Joyce Meyer has consistently prioritized mentorship, providing guidance and training for emerging leaders. By fostering a culture of encouragement, accountability, and empowerment, she ensured that her influence extended beyond her personal work, creating a generational ripple effect. Her approach reflects a deep understanding of sustainable leadership. True influence is measured not only by personal accomplishment, but by the capacity to equip others to lead, thrive, and serve effectively. A life of service and human impact. Throughout her decades of work, Joyce has emphasized the human dimension of ministry. She combines spiritual guidance with practical care, supporting emotional health, personal growth, and social well-being. Her teachings, grounded in personal experience, encourage connection, empathy, and actionable faith. By sharing her journey openly, she models resilience, vulnerability, and the transformative power of authentic leadership. Enduring legacy. Joyce Meyer's life and ministry stand as a testament to the profound impact of faith, perseverance, and authentic leadership. Through decades of teaching, writing, mentoring, and public speaking, she has reached millions across diverse cultural, social, and economic backgrounds, offering guidance that is both spiritually grounded and practically applicable. Her influence goes beyond religious instruction, encompassing emotional resilience, personal growth, and societal betterment, demonstrating that true leadership is measured not by recognition or status, but by the tangible, positive changes effected in the lives of others. Joyce has consistently modeled how personal experiences, including struggles and setbacks, can be transformed into lessons of hope and empowerment, providing a blueprint for navigating life's challenges with grace and determination. Her legacy is built on acts of compassion, service, and integrity, from supporting charitable initiatives to mentoring emerging leaders, ensuring that her impact extends far beyond her immediate ministry. By combining wisdom with relatability, she has created a framework for enduring influence, one that inspires individuals to cultivate resilience, embrace purpose, and live with courage and empathy. Joyce Meyer's story illustrates that a life devoted to uplifting others can create ripples of positive change that transcend generations, leaving a lasting imprint on both hearts and communities worldwide. Human touch and reflection. Central to Joyce Meyer's ministry is a deep and nuanced understanding of humanity. Her work illustrates that true influence is rooted in empathy. Authentic leadership arises from self-awareness, and meaningful purpose is realized through service to others. Over decades, she has cultivated a legacy built on consistent effort, thoughtful reflection, and intentional engagement with the lives of those she serves. Joyce demonstrates that mentorship and guidance reach their fullest impact when delivered with sincerity, vulnerability, and genuine concern for the well-being of others. By combining personal experience with spiritual insight, she creates connections that inspire trust, foster growth, and leave lasting impressions, showing that leadership is most powerful when it is human, compassionate, and relational. Conclusion: a life well lived. Joyce Meyer's biography is a testament to the interplay of faith, resilience, and purposeful action. Her life embodies the transformative potential of human determination, the enduring power of empathy, and the capacity of authentic leadership to inspire generations. Through decades of teaching, mentoring, and personal example, she has left an indelible mark, a legacy defined by hope, compassion, and unwavering belief in human potential. Her story invites reflection, emulation, and inspiration, offering guidance for navigating life's challenges with courage, integrity, and heart. Joyce Meyer's life is a celebration of service, a chronicle of faith lived authentically, and a model for leaving a lasting, meaningful impact on the world.